Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live stream Saturday. I hope you guys have had a good start to your weekend and that everything went well with your week as well. Now, I'm going to get into what's been happening over the last few days because it's been eventful, probably the most eventful few days of the last 10 years, talking about the channel analysis videos and all that kind of stuff, and unfortunately not in a particularly good way. But hello to you guys in the live chat room tonight. I can see you in there. Let's give you guys a shout out. We have, and I'm going to change it from the top chat to the live chat so I can see everybody. We have Lisa, Jennifer, Dave, Sharon, Alison, Diane, B, Billy, Gail, Leslie, Ocean Cats, Stoic Sustenance, does that say? Karen's in there as well, and Bob, Angela. Hello to everybody in there. And I think we're going to have to get used to, I think, the actual usernames rather than the, I don't know, name tags or things that people have had over the last few years. I think that's something that YouTube is trying to do to stop these silly scam imitation YouTube channels from getting people to talk on Telegram or pretend that they're me, for example, and message people in the comments section. I don't do that. I've never used Telegram, but I don't message people in the comments section. And yeah, I haven't done that ever since really that whole scam thing started, because I don't want people to get confused. Yeah, so if you think you're talking to me and I want to chat on Telegram or any other site, then just ignore it. I do try to remove any scam comments that I see as soon as I can, but it's very difficult. I do have a lot of videos, a lot of comment sections, and at the moment, a lot of people watching and commenting, which is great. So now I'll get organised with the live stream before I get into what's been going on, but first of all, my patrons, they make this all possible in the first place, so thank you guys. You know who you are. I always say that they're the foundation of everything that I do, and that is absolutely true. All of the videos that you see and this live stream, the analysis videos, all possible thanks to these lovely people. And I can see Rhiannon goes through. Rhiannon was my first ever patron, so I don't know how many years ago that was now, but yes, starting things over on Patreon. Yeah, it was amazing to get my first patron, and I have a few more patrons now, which you can see at the bottom of the screen. But thank you guys, every one of you is as appreciated as the first, because yeah, it's amazing that I'm able to do what I can do because of my patrons' support, and not my Patreon's support, but my patrons' support. But let's not get into all of that again. So let's get the likes goal up on screen for tonight. We are aiming for 445 likes. So if you could hit that thumbs up as you come through the door, that would be very much appreciated. And what happens, I hear you cry, if we hit that target? Well, it means we have Phil Jam number 259. That is correct. So let's get the likeometer up on screen to see where we are at. 197. Almost. Oh, there you go. 201. So 445. That means 244. There's the maths done for tonight. And it always helps me out when we're close to 200 at this point in the live stream, because it makes the maths a little bit easier to figure out. So there we have it. Last thing to get up on screen is the donations tab. And as I always say, you don't have to donate. Just watching is great. You don't have to donate for anything, like analysis requests and all that kind of stuff. Just message those through, or send a message to requests@wingsofpegasus.com to get your request on the requests list. But you don't have to pay for anything. And I think it's important for those people that can't resist donating that they know, and I'm going to try and say it a different way today. I think it's important that they know that through the super chat window, which is on YouTube, I get about 40% of every donation, and on PayPal, and there's a PayPal link in the description below, on PayPal I get 95% of the donations. So yeah, those are the splits. So 40% I'll get through YouTube and 95% I'll get through PayPal. So, but of course you are free to do things however you want to do it, and it's up to you. But I think it's important that you should know, if you can't resist donating, exactly where the money goes and where your donation goes. So anyway, thank you everybody for tuning in. Now let's get into this, because there are going to be lots of different sites on this journey that I'm about to take you on. So Wednesday night, actually technically not even Wednesday night, Thursday morning, very early Thursday morning, I was just, and it's before I go to bed, but I go to bed about 5:30, 6 in the morning. So when I say it's early in the morning, some people might be getting up at that time, but maybe not. So I started getting into doing my usual stuff on my computer. I hadn't really got into it yet, but I opened up Final Cut Pro 10, and Final Cut is editing software, but I also use it for my analysis videos to display the pitch monitoring software, synchronize that with audio files that are isolated vocal audio files, so that I then do a screen capture of everything that I've set up. So then I can, like this, I use this software to do the screen capture, so I can present and also take the screen capture of Final Cut Pro 10. So why do I mention all of this? Because very early on Thursday morning, I loaded up Final Cut Pro 10, and there's an error box that came up, and it said something like the hard drive, and it tried to load that stuff, but everything was blank, and it said the hard drive is has had a critical failure or something, or a fancy I can't remember. I think I was in shock, so I can't remember what it said. So it said in fancy computer language that basically your hard drive has decided to die. And I then clicked OK, because that's the only option you get. So then looking at the project, and this is, and I did a post about this, and I told my patrons that this has happened on Thursday, because when I loaded everything up, everything was gone. It wasn't gone. Everything was there, but the content of it was gone, i.e. the stuff that Final Cut Pro 10 loads from the hard drive, it couldn't access anymore, because now the hard drive is compromised. It's not working. It's broken. And it means that it can't load anything. So, I mean, immediately I started panicking, because I thought, well, hang on. And I had to see, well, what has this affected? And basically, it was affecting everything. So I had to go through and check, right, well, where's my purple background that I have in my analysis videos? And thankfully, all my live stream stuff, this is on another hard drive. So the live stream I could set up for tonight, and it was okay. I didn't have to panic about. But that particular hard drive, it was a bit of a pain. So I had basically nothing, and I had to now go through trying to find which files were affected. So through Thursday, obviously huge panic. I kind of went to sleep, then got up and tried to now reorganize everything, even going back to the point of the intro for every video having the guitar solo. I thought, well, was that on the hard drive? My logo, was that on the hard drive? So thankfully I do have Dropbox, and I have a lot of stuff backed up on Dropbox, but not really to do with analysis videos and pitch graphs and audio, all that kind of stuff. So anyway, I was going to say long story short, but this might be a long story, because I had to figure out exactly what I'd lost, and I've had an interview booked for yesterday, Friday, for 4 months, and this is with the Matt Monroe estate, who emailed me 4 months ago and said, we'd love to do an interview with you for our YouTube channel, for the official YouTube channel. And they said, are you available? And I said, oh, well, yes, things are really busy at the moment. And they said, oh, yeah, that's fine. What about if we just do it 4 months in the future? So then we can pick a day, and that's the day, and then we know we're going to be free and we can do it. So I said, yes, that's fine. And guess what? That was yesterday. So on Thursday, I had to email them and say, unfortunately, I've lost everything on my computer, and I'm frantically trying to get things organized and see what the damage is. So that's now been postponed to Monday. So I felt really bad doing that, because I know it's unavoidable, but having it booked for 4 months, and then the day before that particular interview, all of this happens. So, right. Now, the stage that we're at is everything's pretty much wrecked. And I start doing my analysis videos and start preparing them probably 4 days or longer. I think I started the ones I'm doing at the moment on Sunday. So I'd spent about 4 days getting all the data, isolating vocals, doing all the stuff. It does take a very long time, and synchronizing everything, getting it on Final Cut Pro 10, everything ready to go. And of course, that was all now gone, and it was it was gone. So I'm going to explain in a second as to why last night's video is not available anymore, and I am getting there. So everything was gone, which meant that on Thursday I thought, right, well, I've got to release a video at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Otherwise YouTube's going to kick me in the face with the algorithm. So I was rushing around to try and get all of the data together, because I'm going to have to do it all over again. And it's 4 days worth of work that I've now got to try and cram into a really small space. So I said, right, well, I'm just going to do one video, get it out for tomorrow night, which was last night. And I noticed that when I was looking through everything, the ZZ Top performances and audio seemed to be there. So I thought, oh, right, well, at least that is available. So it's been saved on another hard drive. So I worked my way through that, did the video, looked at the data, everything, yeah, was seemingly okay, and uploaded the video last night. Now, when I was doing that video, I was looking at what I was seeing on the pitch monitoring software and relating it to what I was hearing. And I've been doing these videos for a very long time, so it wasn't quite the lines weren't quite matching up with what I thought they should be. And I thought, well, I'm not going to overrule the objective data here because of what I can hear, so I'm going to rely on that. And I'm going to make a video about this tomorrow because I'm going to redo that analysis. But anyway, I'll explain it all tomorrow night, so look out for that video. But long story short, the data audio that was being put through the pitch monitoring software was from the hard drive that had failed. So it means all of that data on there is compromised, which means the file that's getting put through the pitch monitoring software is absolutely unreliable. There'll be potentially sounds and clicks and computer noises going on that I'm not even aware of when I'm looking at it. So and I'll explain this all in more detail tomorrow. But as soon as I realised that this morning, that I'm looking at something that's absolutely not reliable data. It is compromised data because the hard drive failed. So yeah, I instantly took that video down because that is not an objective analysis with reliable data, and that's what I obviously rely on for my videos. And I think a lot of it was that because it's the first time, and I said this on Patreon, that it's the first time this has ever happened in 10 years. So working my way through it, I now know that if this were to ever happen again, that if I think something's saved on another hard drive, I'm going to check the, what is it they call it, either the pathway or the reference file where the software is actually getting the file from. And I think in the future what I'm going to do is just say, right, forget everything that I've done, start again from scratch, which is what I've done now with the ZZ Top analysis. I started again from scratch, re-fed the audio, the new isolated vocals through pitch monitoring software, and that's going to be the follow-up analysis. But the previous analysis isn't available anymore because, yeah, as soon as I noticed that, I thought, well, that's got to be taken down because we cannot trust that data. So now I'm going to be working with data that I absolutely can trust. I know that it's not going to be compromised in any way because it's something I've done totally earlier today, got all the data, double checked it, and that hard drive is no more. So anyway, with all of that, like I said, I'll explain it in more detail tomorrow, exactly what's been going on. But I think a lot of it was just being rushed and thinking, I've got to get this video out by 8 o'clock tomorrow. And it's Thursday, and I know how long it takes to do a video and to make sure that I'm following exactly the same methods each time. And the only anomaly this time was that, because this had happened, I wasn't aware of what I was actually looking at, which, it's weird how it all works out, because I think in the back of my mind, in my subconscious somewhere, I knew that something wasn't right. But because I was rushing, then, I thought, well, you've got to trust the objective data, but I was trusting actually compromised data. So yeah, that's why it's been taken down. So all those people that are saying, oh, where's the video, where's the ZZ Top analysis, I've taken it down, and yeah, we're now going to be working with the reliable data tomorrow night. So we'll see exactly what's going on, and it's going to be exactly the same song. I'm going to be doing exactly the same analysis, but also explaining as to why there is another video, a follow-up video to it, and that first analysis it doesn't exist anymore. It isn't available. So this is it. That I think I don't know, but sometimes, you know, when you feel like you've forgotten something, I do I have that all the time on these live streams, where it's like you've forgotten to do something, or there's something in the back of your mind that is there but you don't know what it is. I had that when I was doing this analysis, because I was rushing around doing so many other things. I kind of just put that to bed, and as always I just relied on what I thought was reliable objective data, but it turned out that it was coming from that hard drive, unfortunately. So, but it's all been, you know, rectified, and this is the thing that it's the only time it's happened in 10 years. So this kind of thing, if it does happen in the future, I've now at least got a protocol I can go through in order to recover and make sure that all the analysis and pitch graphs are absolutely 100% reliable for the analysis. So I will. Karen says, unfortunately, corrupted files can cause hard drives to fail. So yeah, thank you for that. And I think that's the word that I was trying to think, was corrupted. I think that's what it said, or at some point it said that the files are corrupted, or that the hard drive has failed, critical failure, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I was looking at a corrupted file and literally comparing corrupted files with each other. So you think, well, yeah, I'm not surprised one didn't look like the other. There must have been kind of potentially all sorts, and I have had this in the past in Logic Pro, for example, Logic Pro 10. When you bounce a file, you export an audio file, and one of them's corrupted, and it will play through, and it might skip for only like half a second, or you'll get pink noise for like half a second, and then another second, and then you'll get a weird noise and all that kind of stuff. So when it's corrupted, you will get artifacts of sound that, if that's being put through a pitch monitor, then it's going to show the pitch of the corruptions. So yeah, but it's good that it was noticed very early on, and like I said, that was last night's video, and then this morning I removed it. So yeah, we'll do the follow-up tomorrow night. Anyway, hopefully that makes sense of that. Right, we will get into the donations, because there have been some. Thank you guys for these. And I can see that Paul has donated $5. So thank you for that, Paul. And the message is 499,000 subscribers. So close to 500,000. Let's have fun tonight. Paul doesn't, I'm sure he doesn't talk like that, but let's have fun tonight. And spite the likes, all y'all, peace, love, and rock. So thank you for that. And let's now jump into this, because yes, we have, as Paul states, hit 499,000 subscribers, which is amazing. And thank you guys for subscribing, hitting the thumbs up, and getting involved on the channel, leaving comments as well. And I have said in the past that even if we don't get to 500,000, it's still quite a nice number, but we do seem to maybe be getting closer to 500,000. It's crazy when you say the number out loud, but 500,000 subscribers. So we'll see. Thank you guys for subscribing, and we'll see where we end up. But Jennifer donated $7 as well, so thank you for that. And the message was, Phil, two crazy questions. Do you know why we now have numbers after our names on the chat? And did you ever change your guitar strings? Take care. So thank you for that. And the thing after the names is something to do with the people who comment the most and donate the most and all this kind of stuff get a number after their name. And I think, well, everything on YouTube really is for YouTube to try and make more money. So as I said, if you donate in the super chat window, YouTube can take 60% of that, and it goes between 45 and 60%. So yeah, the most they're going to take is 60, but the least they're going to take is 45. So it still means that I would get kind of 55% of the donation rather than the 95% over on PayPal. But anyway, I digress. So the reason that they have the numbers, I think, is to try to encourage people to donate. But I always say you don't have to donate. But I think that's YouTube's way of, they're thinking that for some reason some people might want to have the number 1 next to their name, so they'll do more donations, leave more comments and all that kind of stuff. So that's what that means. And my guitar strings, I can't remember. I don't think I changed the strings on the gem, but the Strat I think are relatively, they're not really old strings, but yeah, but if it's a question about in my lifetime, have I changed my strings? Yes, many times. But yeah, I think the Strat's strings are the newest ones. That's probably why it stays plugged in all the time. I think the gems might go at any point, but we will see. Anyway, thank you for that, Jennifer. And let me try and get this. A servant of humanity has donated $9.99. It's all in one word, so it took me a while to actually break that down. Thank you for that, and that's a straight up donation. And Karen just donated $5 and said, "Hi Phil, I hope the following days will be better than your hard drive nightmare. Your hair looks fluffy. How's the weather? Take care, Karen." So thank you for that. The weather here isn't too bad today, a little bit cooler, and I did have the air conditioning on, but then I thought actually it's probably a little bit too cold, blowing cold air. It's kind of under the table, so it blows in my direction, but now I've just got it on the fan setting, so it's just blowing out the temperature of the room, which is okay at the moment, and it's not too hot. It's not in the 30s like it was a couple of days ago, so that's all fine. As for my hair, again, my hair tonight has been, I can't believe how it's actually ended up, because I can see in the corner of the screen that it looks normal, but it's been absolutely random today. It was all over the place. I think probably like half an hour before the stream, all of the hair from one side wanted to do a Beatles thing and go all the way across the other side of my face. So what I did is I just got a towel and I just messed up all my hair with the towel and then waited for it to fall in a normal position, which thankfully eventually it did. So there we go. That's the hair for tonight. So this is the result of just messing it up with a towel. And I'm finding that messing my hair up with a towel makes it look more organized. I don't know how that works. So when I try to do something with it, it will curl all over the place and look ridiculous. But then when I think, oh, forget it, mess it up, and then it falls into the, what I would say is, not as bad a place, a little bit more of a correct place, or normal looking. But anyway, so we've kind of got away with it tonight. Now, I'm going to jump into the PayPal window because we've had a few donations in there. Cindy has donated £20. So thank you for that, Cindy. And the message is, "Hi, Phil. Do you remember the first time someone ever did a video featuring you? What was that like?" So thank you for that, Cindy. And do I remember? I can't remember. But I think it's always the same, that it's a bit weird that because I just do what I do, and if other people watch it, then great. But then for people taking my video and putting it on their YouTube channel and talking about what I'm talking about, that happened loads with the Eagles videos and the Ken Tamplin videos. Those things really got the Celine Dion one as well. Loads of different channels. I didn't keep I don't search for myself on YouTube, so I didn't keep track of who was doing what. But I would get people saying, "Oh, did you see this video? Did you see that video where they're using your video and talking about your video?" And I'd usually say, "Oh no, I haven't seen it." But yeah, loads of other channels were doing it there, and it's always a little bit kind of weird. But I always think, well, as long as it's not something that is, I guess, like bullying or negative, but everyone is entitled to their own opinion. So even, people featuring my videos who are maybe, well, I was going to say maybe not agreeing with what I'm saying, but in that particular case, because my videos are objective facts that I deal with, if somebody doesn't agree with an objective fact, there's not a lot I can do about that. So it's not really my problem. And mentioning the videos that I just have done, that there was one of those that then did a video in response to my video and denied what I was pointing out. But they denied what I was pointing out and also simultaneously deleting the video and videos that I had analysed from their channel. So they were arguing against what I was saying, but then deleted the videos, which would have been the proof that I was wrong. So this is the thing that, it's interesting how things work. But if somebody says, "Oh, what you said about my video here is absolutely false, and I can prove it," you say, "Well, how can you prove what I'm saying is false?" "Well, I'm going to delete the video so that nobody else can ever watch it in the future." You think, well, no, that is your evidence that you've just deleted. You need that to prove that what I'm saying about it is wrong. So in those kinds of cases, I think it's interesting, but because I deal with objective data on screen through the analysis videos, then if people are featuring it, then it's okay. I mean, recently there was the Danny Sapko channel who looked at one of my videos and I think kind of got the wrong end of the stick, and then did a video apologizing that he got the wrong end of the stick. So I mean, that's a little bit different, because having my video referred to in that kind of sense, where I know that the message of the video, or maybe it hasn't been watched, they haven't actually watched my video fully, so they don't realize that they've got totally the wrong end of the stick, and then they give that wrong end of the stick to then their audience, who now, you've got potentially thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people who have now all got the wrong end of the stick and are running around with it. So you think, well, no, that's why I had to do a video to explain that, no, what's being said is absolutely not true. I remember what it was. It was taking one of my sarcastic bits that I say about, it was something like, "Oh, I don't mind if you take all of my personal property and all of my copyright material and use it for yourself illegally. Absolutely fine. Do what you want with it." It's my sarcastic way of presenting. That was taken and put in the video. So people thought that I was saying that it's okay to take copyright material and just thieve in general. So anyway, let's get back to the donations. Thank you for that, Cindy. So the answer is it's I don't know, it's a little bit weird. But John's donated £5 as well. Thank you for that, John. And that is a straight up donation. And okay, right. Oh, I kind of lost my place here. Okay, we're back. Kevin has donated £7 and 7 pence. So thank you for that, Kevin. And that is a straight up donation as well. And Philip has donated £5. Thank you for that, Philip. Another straight up donation. And Kurt has donated £8 as well. Thank you for that, Kurt. And I have to scroll down to the bottom of the email to try and see any messages. So this is why it takes me a little while to see if there's a message. But that was a straight up donation as well. Karen donated £6 and 22 pence. Thank you for that. And there is a message with this. And it says, "Hi Phil, congratulations on hitting 499,000 subscribers. You're getting so close to that milestone. Igor Stravinsky said, lesser artists borrow, great artists steal. Perhaps he had some type of premonition when he said that. What do you think? Many thanks for all you do and for being you. Cheers, Karen." So thank you for that. And for that particular quote, I don't know. I think I say great artists have great influences, but I don't think they can steal something. When we're talking about actual copyright material, you can't steal something that doesn't belong to you. There can be a fine line between those two things, and sometimes a band can write a song that sounds very similar to another song, but it doesn't mean that they've kind of stolen that song and using exactly the same lyrics and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'd say it's probably more of a borrow thing than a steal thing, but that's just my point of view. Who am I to argue? But that's my point of view. I think that if great artists just stole all the time, then it would be really obvious. I'm talking about in a musical sense, that they're using other people's songs all the time and trying to get away with it. But I think there's a huge difference between stealing and then being influenced by particular artists and bands. But thank you for that, Karen. And Lisa W has donated £10. Thank you for that. And the message is, hi Phil, I'm sorry to hear of the hard drive trouble. This is to help get another one or any other equipment needed. You are so close to 500,000 now. Keep rocking. So thank you for that, Lisa. And Sue has donated £20 as well. Thank you for that, Sue. And the message is, huge congrats on 499,000 subscribers. I know I've asked this before, but you're so close to 500,000 subs. How are you going to celebrate when you hit that major milestone? So at the moment, because of what's happened over the last few days, I'd say probably I'm going to do absolutely nothing. Because I'm going to be working at trying to set everything up and get everything organised for my analysis videos for next week, and try and finish the ones that I should have done this week. And yes, I've got 2 more of those to go. And I'm going to be releasing that update video tomorrow night, which I'm going to record after this live stream, or at least attempt to get most of it done, edit it together during the day tomorrow, and then upload it, hopefully, and get it on the channel by 8 o'clock. But I think I need to do that tonight, just to explain exactly what happened and why a video was up and then has suddenly been removed. So I'll be doing that tonight. I've then got 2 more analysis videos to do, and then I do 3 a week, so there's next week's analysis videos as well. So because I'm behind with everything, I've got the interview on Monday as well, so the admin day, I'm gonna have to do the admin at some point. But at the moment, time is not plentiful. So in terms of celebrating, I don't have any plans to celebrate, but it will be amazing to get to 500,000. Maybe I'll do a post on Instagram or something. But thank you for that, Sue. And Jacqueline has donated £1.41. So thank you for that. And the message is, hey, do you think that artificial intelligence can be beneficial to the music industry? So I don't know. I think it depends on what you consider it's being used for. I think, obviously, from the record label's point of view, all that kind of stuff, potentially artificial intelligence can make things work more accurately, or should I say, make things not discernible when looking at maybe one singer to another singer. You can start to use AI to tune the human voice and make it less, and this, I was having a discussion with somebody over email about this, having it less accurate, which you can do with auto-tune anyway. You can humanize it, put that differential in there so it's not perfectly on the lines all the time. But the thing that's going to be really difficult for AI to try and simulate is the singer's emotional attachment to the word and the meaning of the word that they're singing, that affects the pitch that they are singing that particular word at, so the note that they're hitting. Because when a singer, when a great singer is singing, they're telling a story, but they are applying and putting emotion into the performance. Therefore, each one of these words has, actually Barbra Streisand is a great example of this, where she puts so much into each of the words. You can almost hear the attitude of what the words mean through her voice. So you've got things that are paired together because of the lyrical content that determined how she felt, therefore determined where the note fell. So you've got this really complex human equation that's going on. So when you break it down to say, right, AI, make this person's voice hit these notes, but have an offset. You'd then have to say, but only have the offset as to how the singer was feeling when they sang that word and how that word made them feel at that time. Because then you say, well, how would AI ever know that? How would it know what the person was feeling at that split second, or their life story of what emotion they attributed to those set of words? So it's going to be really difficult. I think it's always going to sound contrived and mechanical when you're trying to fake something that is genuine. So on that side of things, I think it's all, and it's still, at this point, I would say, still sounds a bit weird when you're listening to AI music and even AI songs with AI singers. There's something in there that doesn't quite, hit the nerve that it should do. It's almost like it's detached. And maybe it is that. It's the link of the emotion to the lyrical content. That's the thing that AI can't do. It doesn't know how to do that. So anyway, and this is why singers who aren't really anywhere close to the lines, because they're singing it from personal experience and all of the emotion that goes into the song, that's why the notes don't matter, because you can tell it means something to them. So yeah, I don't know how that could ever be programmed, but of course for the music industry it means they can maybe make more money. But as for it being beneficial to the music industry, I see, well, it could be beneficial to maybe people who aren't interested in kind of learning how to play instruments or sing, but they want to make songs. Then that's something that AI can help them with. But in a professional sense, I don't think personally it's never going to be beneficial to me personally as an independent artist. But that's because of my views and my beliefs and the way that I want to conduct my own music. I just want to do it myself, and I don't want to have to rely on any technology really, in a sense of, getting AI to make up a guitar solo for me, or to sing a vocal line, or to edit my vocals to make them closer to A440. I'd rather just sing where I sing. So thank you for that. And the Soul's Compass has donated £2.22. Thank you for that. The message is, congrats on 499,000 subscribers. What is your favourite gig that you have ever been to? And well, I've been to a lot of gigs, and I would say that the favourite ones that I've been to, I went to Download Festival years and years and years ago, and on that bill there was Journey, Def Leppard, White Snake, Slipknot as well, but I wasn't that into Slipknot. They're maybe a little bit heavy for me. But who else were playing? I can't remember. There's maybe one or two other bands that were in that kind of classic 80s place. And they were just all playing kind of one after the next after the next. So that was great to be able to hear all those bands straight away after each other. And Download is a great festival for that kind of thing. But I'd say that my favourite gigs are the ones that I actually get invited to and get to chat with the artist and the band. And like, recently when I went down with Jeff to watch Jeff Scott Soto, and we went to see Lita Ford, that was great, really enjoyable, and great to meet Lita, and to meet Jeff as well, even though he's been on the channel. We hadn't met before in real life, so great to spend time with him and chat about lots of different things. And same thing with Billy Idol and Steve Stevens invited me down to their show at Wembley Arena, and getting to talk to him and Billy. So all that, and of course Buck, he was actually the first person to ever invite me down to a show. And Buck Dharma, by the way, from Blue Oyster Cult, and they're playing in it was a long time ago, but it was the Hammersmith Apollo. I think it's sometimes the name changes depending on who it's sponsored by at that time. It'll be like the Eventim Apollo or something. That would be called something, some business that's sponsoring it. But anyway, Buck was the first one to invite me down, and meeting him backstage and chatting to him and the guys is great as well. So those kind of gigs are really cool to go to, and to spend time with the bands and the artists that more often than not I've analysed on the channel in the past as well. So yes, right, let me jump into the next donation. Carmen's donated £17.67. Thank you for that. And the message is, good luck in reaching 500,000 subscribers. So thank you for that. And Joe has donated £10. Thank you for that, Joe. And the message is, I'll change the gem strings for you. $20 for new strings, $1,500 for airfare. Hey, it's a Floyd Rose after all. So thank you for that. And I thought that was going to say $1,500 labour, because this is the thing, that when you get somebody to do something for you and they say, oh right, here you go, I'll do that, it will take me, or they do it for 10 minutes, and you think, oh great, so the strings were like £5, and it only took 10 minutes, how much do I owe you? Oh, £1,500. What? For 10 minutes work? Yeah, I've got to change my profession. So, anyway, I just thought of, I probably shouldn't get into it, but some teachers, tutors, coaches on YouTube who just charge ridiculous amounts of money. And I do understand that, you can say, well, time is precious, all this kind of thing. But for me, there's a definite point at which you think, well, time is precious, but if you work out what you're charging as an hourly rate, it's crazy. It is. It doesn't make any sense. And I think sometimes it might be, I don't know, it might be a reflection of the tutor, that they think they are worth that amount of money, that I'm that good, if you really want to learn from me, this is how much it's going to cost you. So, you better remortgage your house. It's like, no, I'm much more into, teachers who want to share information and aren't in it for themselves to try and make as much money as possible. It's a two-way street when you're teaching someone. You're there to try and improve them as much as possible without stabbing them in the back and charging them, £2 million for half an hour. Anyway, let's move on from that. So, and for reference, when I was teaching guitar, my lessons were £20, which is, I don't know what that is, $25, $30, something like that. So there you go. And I think that's probably a normal kind of amount for guitar lessons. So yeah, that's what I used to charge. And I wasn't going to say, oh, don't you know who I am? Oh yeah, let's not go down that road. So anyway, thank you for that, Joe, and thanks for the offer for coming over and changing my strings. Amy's donated £30. Thank you for that. And the message is straight up donation. That is the message. So thank you for that, Amy. Now, there have been more donations in the super chat window, so I will get through these. And where did we get to? Was it Jennifer? donated $7. Thank you for that. And the message is, Phil, one last question. Do you remember the first time someone asked you for your autograph? And who was the first person you ever asked for one? So thank you for that. And I've never got anyone's autograph. So there you go. It's not something that I'm that into. It's actually something that's never occurred to me. I've never thought about somebody, writing on a bit of paper for me. I know that some people are really into autographs, but yeah, not me. I mean, I even forget to take pictures. When I was mentioning about the gigs that I've been invited to, I just don't take pictures. In an ideal world, I'd need somebody with me who has the job of taking pictures, so that I can have pictures of all the people that I'm meeting and put it all on Instagram and do all that kind of stuff that other people do who have people that help them do stuff. But it's just me, so it means that, yeah, it's all a bit, I don't know, it all feels a bit awkward, me saying, oh, can I have a picture of you? I guess it's the same as the autograph thing. Oh, can I have your autograph, please? So yeah, I don't have any autographs. The first one I was asked to sign, I don't know. It might have been maybe, where are we now? 2025, maybe 12 years ago, something like that, where in London I was doing the That's Metal video and people didn't really know what was going on, but they saw the cameraman there following me around and obviously I was making lots of noise. So there I did, maybe that was my first one, I did sign autographs, but I don't think people knew who I was or knew what I was doing. They just wanted an autograph from the guy who's making lots of noise. So there you go. I guess, yeah, those autographs are still got to be somewhere unless they've just been thrown in the bin. But that was probably the first time. So there you go. Thank you for that. David has donated $5. Thank you for that. And the message is, thank you for another wonderful and informative stream. And thank you for tuning in. And by the way, we need a spike of the likes, guys, because we are at 388 thumbs up so far. We're aiming for 445 to bust out the guitar and have a jam. So, yes. Oh, I can see that Karen's just said £20 is $27. So I was close with my estimate. Right. Yeah. If you can hit the thumbs up, that'd be great. We're looking for, 55 more people before the end of the live stream. And, by the way, people, we are at 5 minutes to midnight. So, it means that we are swiftly running out of time. And, here's another bombshell. The backing track for tonight, for the jam, is 9 minutes and 42 seconds. So that means we've actually got to hit the target in, 10 minutes? Something like that. So yeah, if you could hit the thumbs up and do it very quickly, that would be very much appreciated, because that fill jam is going to go on for years. Or should I say 9 minutes and 42 seconds. So, Maltesers donated $9.99. Thank you for that. And the message is, Phil, how did your minoxidil experiment go? Did it make any difference? So, thank you for that. God, this was years ago. So I had this minoxidil, but it's called Rogaine or Regain. I think it's called both of those things, depending on where you're from. Like, maybe here it's Regain. I don't know. So anyway, it was a foam that comes out, and you rub it into your scalp to help your hair, or to stop your hair from falling out. So I used that. And I noticed that, when I was, washing my hair, more hair was falling out. And they say, oh, don't worry about that for the first, I don't know how long. It says maybe first few weeks or first few months, you will lose more hair, but then you'll start growing back more hair. So I thought, okay, well, I'll stick with it for that amount of time. And after maybe 3 months or 4 months, it was just continuing. So there wasn't any improvement. I thought, well, I might as well go back to not using this foam. So, now what I use is minoxidil in just it's not like a foam thing, it's just like a spray. So I just use that. And because it's clinically proven to help your hair stay in, I thought, well, yeah, I might as well use that. So yeah, my Rogaine, and I don't know why it didn't work for me, but it must work for lots of other people. But maybe it's just the foam or something. It just didn't my hair didn't like it, and decided to jump out of my head when it came into contact with it. So yeah, since then I now just use the minoxidil. I'm trying to remember what it is. I think it has got a name. It's like, I think it's Sons, SONS, and it is just like a liquid, and I prefer that because the problem that I had with the foam is I've got quite a lot of hair, and I think it's designed for people that maybe don't have as much hair or don't have very thick hair, so they're using the minoxidil to try and thicken their hair or get more hair or whatever. But because I've already got a lot of hair and quite thick hair, the foam would just sit on top of my hair. So what I like now is the liquid is like wetting your hair. So at least it's getting to my scalp and doing what it should be doing. And I think this is the thing that a lot of people, like I can see Karen, says it doesn't look like you need minoxidil. So that's what everybody thinks. Everybody thinks the wrong way round. That when you use minoxidil, you don't use it because you've lost your hair. You use it to keep your hair. Because once you've lost your hair, there's nothing you can do about it. At least that there's no technology at the moment that can bring back your hair, apart from, if you're maybe in your late teens, early 20s, and you have finasteride, which is a drug that you can take, and you use minoxidil. If you use those two things, they are proven to regrow hair, but where the follicle is still alive. I think if you've lost your hair and you're now in your 40s, taking finasteride and using minoxidil, it's not going to grow hair back because the hair follicle has been gone. It's been dormant for maybe 20 years, something like that. So this is why sometimes you see people who have had lots of regrowth, they're in their late teens and 20s. So their hair follicles have only recently lost the hair, so then it can come back. So in those cases you'll see kind of a return. But yeah, this is the thing that people who, if you have hair, and this is the advice that I'm going to give potentially to my nephews when they're in their late teens, and if they start losing their hair in their 20s, I'll say, if you want to keep your hair, there are things that you can do. These are those things, and rub this into your scalp twice a day, because it's all about keeping your hair in. It's not about trying to get it back after it's gone. So that's the approach that it's potentially everyone who's got hair does need minoxidil to keep it in there, because all of a sudden they might get to I'm already in my 40s, but younger guys who might be 20, 22, 23, 24 might start losing their hair, but you want to probably do it before that, maybe when you're 20, and as long as you're doing it, that you're minimizing the amount of hair you're potentially going to lose. So yeah, there are a lot of things that you can do. Obviously, genetics is a huge part of it as well. I think that I've been relatively lucky on the genetic side of things, that even my granddad still had a bit of hair on the top of his head, and yeah, he was around for a very long time, made it into his 90s. So I think, well, if I keep on rubbing in minoxidil twice a day for the rest of my life, maybe I'll have this when I'm 90. I doubt it, but who knows. Anyway, and there are a tiny percentage of people who won't lose any hair in their whole lifetime. But I mean, it's a tiny percentage. Even people that don't lose hair noticeably, they still have lost a bit of hair. Maybe, little bits at the temples, all that kind of stuff. So anyway, thank you for that donation. And yeah, my advice would be, if you do have hair and you want to keep your hair, I would start doing some. And if you want to keep your hair, some people don't mind about their hair falling out, but if some people are worried about their hair falling out and they want to keep it in, then just do what you can before it starts falling out. That's always the key. But again, you might find, like me, 3 months the hair falls out more, you start shedding more hair, so then stop that and then move on to something else. Because I find that the other minoxidil, I didn't have that same thing happen. It just was the same as my hair would normally be, and I wasn't losing a dramatic amount every day. Anyway, thank you, Ruben, for this donation, 5,000 Argentinian pesos. And the message is, every time I purchase a super chat, the amount is deducted from my bank account, which is denominated in dollars. But what's shown in the message isn't in dollars, but in my local currency, in this case pesos. I don't know why, but I'm happy to contribute. Regards, Phil. So thank you for that. And right, 2 minutes. What are we doing? We've got Picture Corner as well, and we've got the we've got the vote, and I can see it's going to be with you, and Jennifer just donated. And Elaine just donated. Really quickly, let's jump into this cover video, and then I'll get into those donations afterwards. So this is my version of To Be With You. Hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you after. Rock.
Hold on, little girl, show me what he's done to you. Stand up, little girl, a broken heart can't be that bad when it's through, it's through. Love will twist the both of you. So come on, baby, come on over, let me be the one to show you. I'm the one who wants to be with you. Deep inside I hope you feel it too. Feel it too. Waiting on a line of greens and blues, just to be the next to be with you. Build up your confidence so you can be on top for once. Wake up, who cares about little boys that talk too much? And I've seen it all go down. Your game of love was all rained out. So come on, baby, come on over, let me be the one to hold you. I'm the one who wants to be with you. Deep inside I hope you feel it too. Feel it too. Waiting on a line of greens and blues, just to be the next to be with you. Why be alone when we can be together, baby? You can make my life worthwhile. I can make you start to smile. So come on, baby, come on over, let me be the one to show you. I'm the one who wants to be with you. I'm the one. Deep inside I hope you feel it too. Feel it too. Waiting on a line of greens and blues, just to be the next to be. To be with you, just to be the next
And there we have it. That was my version of To Be With You, the Mr. Big classic. Now, I am going to jump into Picture Corner, momentarily, because I didn't set this up before the live stream. That's one of the things that I forgot to do. So when I show this on screen, I don't know whether it's going to be big enough for you guys to see or not, but let's jump in here and let's see what happens when it appears on screen. Okay, it might be, it's actually displaying a lot bigger than it is on my screen. So, this is from Debbie, so thank you for this. And it says, persistence pays off, 499k filled subscribers. Album songs, and I think those are all my persistence album songs. It says, congratulations to Phil. Oh, this is too small for me to read. It might say something like Wings of Pegasus channel. Maybe subscribers. That's a guess. I can't see it. It's too small. But I can see the 499,000 subscribers. And it says only 1,000 more to go. You got this. Or to do. Or to go. To go, I assume. So thank you for that, Debbie, and thank you, Laura, for linking me to that particular video for tonight. And we are going to jump out of Picture Corner because we have hit the goal for tonight. So we're going to be busting out the guitar. Oh, and it's already like 8 minutes past. So it's going to be a 9-minute jam. So we better get on with it. And I'm going to turn that on, zoom out with this. Maybe I can address the donations while we try and set this up. Click on that. Oh, that's handy. I think it's gone straight into it. So, I'll get into the donations before we jump into it. And, Diamond Girl 1234 donated $5 and said, bravo, thank you for that. And Elaine said, TikTok cover song. Thank you for that. And, Jennifer says, Phil, I know because of losing family to cancer, some medications will cause you to lose your hair as well. Long live yours. So thank you for that. Right, now let's jump in. I'm just going to let this play through. This is Vibrant Spacey backing track. I haven't even got pedal anywhere near me. Very disorganized for this. Vibrant Spacey guitar backing track. I was just checking my amplifiers on behind me. Vibrant Spacey backing track / guitar jam in E major, where the noise ends, in brackets. And this is from Pat Matroni, or Pat Matrone on YouTube. Let me know what the levels are like. I'm just going to let this run through. It's going to be a very long one. Make sure that this is okay. Can you hear this? G string was a bit out of tune, so I just tuned it. Hopefully I got away with it. Oh. Oh, over 5 minutes into it. we have it, ladies and gentlemen. 9 minutes and 38 seconds of jamming over a vibrant, spacey backing track / guitar jam in E major, Where the Noise Ends, in brackets, and that's from Pat Matrone, Pat Matrone on YouTube. So there we have it. Thank you, Joe, for sending that my way. Very long fill jam for tonight, but we got there in the end. So look out for the video tomorrow night, the update video telling you what was going on with last night's analysis video and why it's not available anymore. And I'm going to be here with another live stream on Tuesday, so look out for that, 11 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. If you guys can make it, it'll be very much appreciated to see you there, to spike the likes so that we can have another jam on Tuesday. Bust out the guitar again. So that was that. And all that's left for me to say is try to stay as safe and as sane as possible in this crazy world in which we live. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend. And Karen donated $2 saying, from Chipper, he loves your jam, whistling. Thank you for that. And Diamond Girl before that, bravo. I think we addressed that earlier. But anyway, yeah, have a fantastic rest of your weekend, and I will catch you guys at the next one. Rock!